Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the final of our Wellbeing Wednesdays. I'm MADI, and today's video, I think, is the most important one out of all of them because it's about confidence. A lot of the time, you might feel like external factors are totally responsible for how you feel about stuff, but in reality, a lot of the time, it's down to your confidence. You're usually your own worst enemy, and most of us are used to that sort of weird, nasty little voice in your head that's kind of there to be like, you're not good enough. So I'm just going to go through some tips today about how you can sort of rewire a little bit, get rid of that nasty little voice, and start to think more positively about yourself. Try to highlight the positive as much as you can. It's much easier to focus on the negatives in any situation than on the positives. It's actually a survival instinct. Imagine if you're a caveman. It's kind of more relevant to remember the time that you almost got eaten by the tiger, rather than like, oh, look how beautiful the blue sky is today. So in our terms, as modern humans, this kind of means that you're more likely to remember when someone said a nasty thing about you than all the nice things that people have said, or the one time that something went wrong, as opposed to all the times that it went really well. Make a point of trying to keep note of like your wins. You can write them down. Call it a victory journal, whatever you like. Practice being confident. A lot of people who want to be more confident assume that people who are confident were just born with it, and that it's not something that they can learn. But confidence isn't something that people are born with, it's a skill that you practice and get good at, just like learning the guitar. Some people might be born with certain characteristics that make it easier for them to learn the guitar, but anyone can learn the guitar. It might take you longer than someone else to learn the guitar, or learn to be confident. But you just keep working on it, it's not something that you just achieve once and then move on. So practice your confidence. Take deep breaths, stand up tall, contribute to conversations, and most importantly, just don't be afraid to fail. Be prepared. Couldn't resist. This is one of the most important things that I've discovered personally in my own quest for confidence. If I turn up to do anything and I don't feel like I know what I'm doing or I don't have everything I need, then that's like instant confidence down to the ground. For example, if I'm singing and I don't know the words, or if I'm playing guitar and I've turned up and I don't have all my leads and my plectrums. So make sure you have what you need and you know what you need to know in advance. Make sure you've practiced what you're doing if that's relevant. You'll feel so much more confident because you'll just know what you're doing and there won't be any room for doubt. Just be yourself. It sounds super cheesy, but there is literally no point in trying to force yourself to be something that you're not. If you actually don't want to do something, it's perfectly fine to say, look, I just don't want to do this. Or if you feel super nervous, it's perfectly fine to say, look, I feel nervous about this. Just remember that you do have to go outside your comfort zone in order to grow, so don't be afraid to fail. I'd recommend looking up quotes about things like confidence and mistakes. Here's one of my favourite ones. A person who never made a mistake, never tried anything new. From your boy, Albert Einstein. Okay, so a final little task for you guys to try. Each week, write down 3 victories that you've had. It could be finishing a song you've been working on, finally clearing out the shed, walking every day, catching up with someone you haven't seen for years. Basically anything that is a positive achievement in your life. Also write down 3 things that you want to improve next week. Stuff like, stay on top of my emails, drink more water every day, practice guitar more. Ask that person if they want to work with you. Thank you so much for joining us for Wellbeing Wednesdays and for the overall My Creative Brain project. If you want to go back and watch the interviews that I did with each of our guests, they're absolutely amazing. You can find those on the RecRock Facebook and on the RecRock YouTube. On Facebook, there's also a group called My Creative Brain, where that's where our sort of community of people are sharing their stuff. So it could be like a song that you're working on, could be some art that you've done, could just be like having a conversation with like-minded people. Look after yourselves, and I will see you very soon.